You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
9 o'clock.
Factual, insightful, and credible. It's Nationwide News Now at 9.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the news for this morning, December 15, 2024, drivers in their early 20s account for the most road fatalities on the nation's roads, according to the Island Traffic Authority. Curfew imposed in sections of the Kingston Eastern Division. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams hails the work of EPOC as new fiscal commission will assume duties on January 2025. In news from the region, teacher charged in Trinidad and Tobago for cruelly abusing her children, while on the international scene, U.S. officials in direct contact with victorious Syrian rebels, says U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. While in sport, Wolves sack manager O'Neill after Ipswich defeat. The details after this.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Drivers in their early 20s account for the most fatalities on the nation's roads. That's according to Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority, Dante Matthews. He was speaking on Saturday afternoon on Nationwide's Talk Up Youth program. Mr. Matthews also highlighted that many old persons are dying on the roads due to bad pedestrian practices.
So when we look at the top three categories, the top three age groups, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, then we have 60 and over. When we look at the 20 to 29, speeding, young driving, we don't recommend skating on any toll.
We don't recommend it
when
at
you
all,
skate on the
don't.
toll, you're skating to your grave. For the 60 and over, we find that a lot of them are pedestrians, elderly trying to get across, not judging, misjudgment and all of that. So we're losing a lot of our elderly drivers and pedestrians, or elderly road users on our roads.
Dante Matthews, Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Relations at the Island Traffic Authority. A motorcyclist is dead following a fatal collision along Caledonia Avenue in Kingston about 12:32 a.m. on Saturday, December 14. According to information provided by the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, an Isuzu motor truck was traveling northerly along Caledonia Avenue when, upon reaching the junction of North Racecourse Road, it is alleged that the motorcyclist disobeyed the one-way, which resulted in a head-on collision with the Isuzu motor truck. The identity and age of the deceased are unknown. A 48-hour curfew is now in effect for sections of the Kingston Eastern Police Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Saturday, December 14, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, December 16. The boundaries of the curfew are north along an imaginary line from Oliver Road and to the intersection of Hildene, then to Warwicker Road onto the intersection of Harbour Road. East along Warwicker Road, then continue onto Harbour Road to the intersection of Windward Road. South along Windward Road from Warwicker Road, then to Lucas Road, and west along Lucas Road from Windward Road, then onto Oliver Road and onto the intersection of Hildene. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams has thanked the outgoing members of the Economic Programme Oversight Committee, EPOC, for their exceptional contribution to Jamaica's economic growth and stability over the last 11 years. She was addressing the committee's final quarterly briefing on Friday, December 13 at the Ministry in Kingston. Ms. Williams said EPOC has played a role in embedding fiscal consolidation into Jamaican consciousness and further declared that Jamaicans now have a far greater appreciation for the importance of macroeconomic stability. Meanwhile, the previous responsibilities of EPOC will now be carried out by the Independent Fiscal Commission (IFC) and the Fiscal Advisory Committee (FAC). Effective January 1, 2025, the newly established IFC will operate as a permanent agency tasked with assessing the government's fiscal policies and performance against macroeconomic objectives. Minister Williams highlighted that this commission will provide an independent opinion on the sustainability of Jamaica's fiscal position. The Independent Fiscal Commission is responsible for providing the public with an informed and independent opinion on the soundness and sustainability of Jamaica's fiscal positions and policies. The Fiscal Advisory Committee will include representatives from various sectors such as trade unions, civil society, academia, and the private sector. And now to news in the region. A school teacher in Trinidad and Tobago has been charged with 7 counts of cruelty to children following allegations of abuse, including locking her 2 young children in a door kennel as punishment. The charges were laid after 9 months of detailed investigations by the Child Protection Unit. Investigations said on March 6, a man went to the St. Margaret police station with his 6-year-old son, who reported being severely beaten by his mother earlier that day at their home in Claxton Bay. The child also disclosed additional incidents of abuse, including being locked in a door kennel with his 5-year-old brother in 2023 and another incident in the basement of their home. The matter was referred to the Child Protection Unit South. Police Constable Baharat of the unit interviewed the children, recorded statements, received CCTV footage, and conducted visits to the reported scenes of abuse. Following investigations, the suspect, a 40-year-old school teacher, was taken into custody on December 11. She denied the allegations during the interview. After reviewing the case file, legal officers instructed that the suspect be formally charged with 7 counts of cruelty to children. On the international scene, the U.S. had made direct contact with the HTS rebels who now control Syria after toppling the Assad regime, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has said. It is the first acknowledgement of direct U.S. interaction with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which the U.S. currently still designates as a terrorist organization. Blinken told reporters the U.S. has been in contact in particular over the fate of the missing American journalist Austin Tice. Blinken was speaking in Jordan after talks with representatives from several Arab countries, Turkey and Europe to discuss the future of Syria. And now to sport. Wolves have sacked manager Gary O'Neill in the wake of Saturday's 2-1 defeat by Ipswich Town. Wolves chairman Jeff Shai said, "We're very grateful to Gary for all of his efforts, dedication and hard work during his time at the club, and we wish him and his team the best of luck for the future." The departure of the 41-year-old and his backroom staff comes just 3 days after Shai said the club was united behind O'Neill following Monday's 2-1 defeat at West Ham. Saturday's defeat was their 11th in the Premier League this season. They had only 2 wins, and this would have left the Black Country Club 19th, 4 points from safety. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at 9. Drivers in their early 20s account for the most road fatalities on the nation's roads, according to the Island Traffic Authority. Curfew imposed in sections of the Kingston Eastern Division. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams hails the work of EPOC as a new fiscal commission will assume duties in January 2025. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at midday, but coming up next is Urban Paradise with Darren Ashton Smith.
That we should be together.
The true beauty of music is that it connects people. It carries a message.